Alright, this is just a trial to see how this is going to look on the screen. Jump to section right here. Talk about some things we can do. Make some highlights. Make a note. Save that note. Flip it around like this. See how it looks like that. We'll change the format. All right, let's see how that went. Okay, in this screencast, what I want to do is I want to walk through how to access your eText using the Pearson app on your iPad, and I wanted to show you the interface on your iPad because it's what you're going to actually be using over the course of the year. So if you notice, this is my iPad projected on my screen. I'm just using the camera on my laptop to record the screen as I walk through it. In the lower right-hand corner of my dock down here, I've got the Pearson eText app. So when I select that, you're going to have to download that app, by the way, before you can access the eText. So go ahead and download that, and then when you select on it, the first time you guys get into it, you're going to have to sign in using that username and password that you created with Mastering Physics. Once you enter that, I don't know if you're going to have all the selections that I have as a teacher. You may just have the eText that you purchased, which is my guess. So all the Pearson eTexts that you have for your various classes would be shown here. We're using College Physics, which is over there in the middle on the left-hand side, by Eugenia Etkina, and she is the main author, and then Michael Gentili, and then another guy named Van Huebelen. So choose that one, and it's going to go ahead and open up. This is the first page of the book. You notice across the top is a toolbar. It goes away after about 5 seconds. If I tap my screen, it comes back. This icon on the far left, that takes you back to your library, back to the bookshelf where you've got all your different Pearson eTexts. The second one there, if I select it from the left, what that is the Content Manager. And right now I'm offline. I can just go online very easily if I'm connected to Wi-Fi. But I've got the book downloaded on my iPad, which you can do as well, so you can access it when you don't have access to Wi-Fi. I'll explain that a little bit later. I can choose table of contents, the index, bookmarks that I've created, or any notes I've created. I'm going to go ahead and select table of contents, and that gives me a detail of every chapter in the book. Along with these blue eye circles, those are the subsections in each chapter. If you're in AP 1 coming in the fall, you should have read this Introducing Physics portion of the eText, which I actually made PDF copies of and put on the drive for the summer homework as part of the summer homework. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. You see it just gives you a detail of all the subsections in that front part of what is physics. If I go back, I'm going to go ahead and select Chapter 2, Newtonian Mechanics. And I'm just going to pick a section at random here. I'll pick Reasoning Without Mathematical Equations. So that's 2.4. Okay, so I'm holding my iPad in landscape mode, so I can use 2 fingers or even 1 finger and just navigate up and down. To advance from page to page, over here on the right hand side you see that arrow. You can either select that arrow, it's like this nice smooth page turn, or you can just quickly do it with your own finger and go from right to left. You'll notice some of the text is highlighted in orange. Those are hyperlinks, if you will, take you right to table 2.3. If table 2.3 is on this page right here, then it's not going to do anything. If table 2.3 was on a different page, it would jump you to that page. You notice the video 2.3 right here. As soon as you select that, you're going to actually see the video. I'll go ahead and do that. And a video is going to pop up on the screen. And usually a YouTube, you can fill the screen with it. It's just going to show you what happens. I think it's just relative motion. So a coffee cup is seen by a driver of a car. You know, it looks like it's not moving, versus the next, oh, it's moving, versus the coffee cup as seen by an observer on the side of the road. The coffee cup looks like it's moving relative to the person who is stationary by the side of the road. So two different perspectives on motion. Anyway, so there's a lot of those little links. It's a 2D barcode, so if you were not able to, if you had a hard copy text, you'd be able to access that with a 2D barcode reader. I'm going to go ahead and flip my screen to the portrait mode just so you can see it that way. Different look, you can get a whole page in on the portrait mode. Let's go back to landscape mode. When I'm in landscape mode, I can actually change to have 2 pages. I selected this little icon up here. I can either go 1 page here, or I can go 2 pages. So I can select that and go to 2 pages and actually have like it's folded out as a book in front of you. This is good for quick navigating, but you wouldn't want to have to read the text using this kind of a view. Some of the other things you can do, let's go back to 1 page in landscape mode. You can highlight some text. So basically, anytime you touch the screen and hold it down, it's going to ask you, do you want to make a new highlight or make a new note? So that's just from touching the screen and holding. Basically, you can only, in the Pearson app, highlight in the shape of a rectangle. So you can make a little highlight like that for a section that you want to remember, and then touch it again, and you can either edit your highlight or add a note. So I'm going to say new note, and then you type in a note to yourself. You know, remember this for the test, maybe. And then save it. And then you got this little push pin that is a note. Now, how do you search your notes? You can actually come down here, and when you select the little thumbtack there, it's the Notes Manager, and it'll show you all the notes that you've made. So if you just want to do recent notes, I've got a couple notes that I've created. The one I just did in Newtonian mechanics, another one that I did earlier from another presentation. You know, so it shows you all the notes that you've created. They're private unless you share them with the study group. Talk about that a little bit later. So you can search your notes that way. You can bookmark a page with this little bookmark icon right here. So if I were to go ahead and bookmark this page, then if I scroll, you know, to, if I go to a whole different part of the textbook, let's say I want to go to chapter 6 for a minute, and then I want to remember the page I was just on. 2 ways to do that are you can either use this little go back to where I was icon here, that little clock up in the corner that takes me right back to the page I was just on, which is the one in Newtonian mechanics here. Or if you want to go back to, let me jump to this, there we go. I'm going to jump to this page, and I want to go ahead and find my bookmark. I went to a different page than I was on from the one I bookmarked. To do that, you go back to this little index over here on the left-hand side, and go back again, and at the top level menu under Content Manager, one of the choices is Bookmarks. So you can choose that, and it'll actually show you all the bookmarks. I only have 1 bookmark on page 57. I choose that. It jumps me right back to that page where I added the bookmark, and I had my highlight and my note that I created. To show the note, you just click on the thumbtack, and the note comes up. Okay, other things you can do up here. Your view tells you the things, those little eyeglasses, the things that it will show or not show. The links are these little orange highlighted things. If you uncheck the links option, it won't highlight all those links to the figures. The notes, if you don't want to show your notes, you can uncheck the notes, and you notice the thumbtack just went away. Bring the notes back, and the highlights, you can show or not show the highlights. So that's just a view of what you want to see and what you don't want to see. If you want to download a chapter or 2, that would be right here in that little down arrow right there. If you select that, it gives you, if you select that, it gives you the option to download for self-study any one of the chapters or all the chapters. If you check all chapters right there, click on all chapters. I'm not online right now, so I can't have to go online. Let's see if I can do that real quick. It's not letting me go online for some reason. But if you were online, you'd be able to use that download manager to go ahead and download whatever chapters that you wanted to. Mine are already downloaded. Search the text for anything you want to search. This utility icon, that's for me. I don't know what yours looks like, but this is all the courses that I have defined in my Mastering Physics program. So this is linked to Mastering Physics. So I've got my 3 classes for this year along with a test class I've been playing around with, and there's a student roster there, so let's see all your names for that in each class. Let's see. I don't think I can pause. All right, we'll just keep going. I think I've shown you most of what I want to show you. The only thing I want to point out here on the eText is I want you to make good use of the eText. We're going to be using it for reading assignments and to help you with your understanding of the material. When you go to this right here, this Content Manager under Table of Contents, you've got in the appendices, one of the things you have are answers to odd numbered problems. So you can always check answers to odd number problems back here. It's just like your actual textbook. So make use of these resources. The homework is a chance for you to practice, and you want to know if you got the right answer when you practice or not. So that's always a good thing to check that. You've got all kinds of other resources here. Working with vectors is one of the appendices. We're going to talk about vectors over the course of the year. Atomic and nuclear data for AP Physics 2. We talk about different nuclear processes. You're going to have to access this stuff too. So hopefully this was helpful to have you see all the different resources that are available on your eText. I want you to make good use of it. Treat it like a regular textbook, but it actually has a lot of additional features that you wouldn't have on your regular textbook. So you can highlight, make notes, things like that for yourself. If you have any questions on how to use it, by all means, come in, see me before or after class, and we will talk it through. Thanks.